So I used the heal tool in the previous tutorial, but some things the heal tool just didn't work well, is like on the top of this couch and on the sides here. There's just some spots where I just didn't like how the heal tool worked. So in this lesson, in this tutorial, I'd like to go through the clone tool to work on some things. So the clone tool is right here in the panel. Shortcut is an S. I'm going to zoom in on this image just to kind of give you an idea. I'm going to start with her hair. So on something that's more detailed, I'm going to reduce the tool down to the size of the tool. And then the first thing that you're going to see is source. And what it's doing is picking up where do you want it to copy from. So the clone stamp says, I'm going to copy from this area and I'm going to put it over this area. So that's my source. And then as soon as I click with my mouse, it jumps to paint. And that's when I'm going to come over here and start working on her hair. And you can see it's picking up from over here, and you can even see where it is. It has that black crosshairs, and then it's applying it where my red circle is. So it's piecing parts from this hair down here. Now I'm going to pick a new source and maybe come over here to start correcting over here at the bottom of her hairline. I would want to do the same thing over here, but I'm going to get a new source, pick it up from over here. Nope, I'm sorry, over here. And then as soon as I click on source, it jumps to paint, where I'm going to start painting in this area. Sometimes you have to go back and forth to the source. Try to pick up the right thing. So her hair is fixed. So I would want to do the same thing with this crack in the lamp. And I think my brush size is still pretty good for this. So I'm going to go back to source and pick up this darker color. Use my clone stamp to copy the color from this section of the lamp over this section. Sometimes I might need to go back to my source and get another patch from here. I'm going to go back to this source over here. And sometimes you go back and forth, so I'm going to copy a part of this lamp and do just a little bit, but as soon as I see it going into this section, I might want to cover that up. So let me just get part of this section and make that part of the lamp, fix that right away. I would gonna go to source and fix this little area here, and I might need to do it a couple times. You just kind of flip back and forth, but I am fixing this lamp in the background. Oops, I went out of the lamp a little bit, so I would want to undo, Control Z. I'm going to undo again. Something didn't look right to me, so I'm going to grab new source and then paint. Grab a new source, and it's on paint, so I'm going to come down in here. And then I'm going to grab a new source and look at her hair again a little bit, try to fill this in. And then do the same thing on this side of the lamp. It's too dark. You can see maybe a little bit that there's it just seems like it's too dark. So I am going to get maybe a little bit of a lighter source and fill that in. Not so straight. So again, I'm undoing, trying to find the right spot for this, and then I put a big blotch right there. So let me undo that too. So I'm using the clone stamp to fix some things that the heal tool just wasn't quite accomplishing the way I wanted it to accomplish. So I'm coming in here, trying to fix some of these things. And if I zoom out, her hair is definitely looking a whole lot better. The lamp is looking better. I would want to do the same thing to this part of the couch. There's this little flaw right here that the heel stamp wasn't working really well with. So clone stamp on this. Moving my crosshairs. Let me hit source first. And then kind of trying to correct that, smooth that out. Maybe it was a little too low, so I just hit undo, too high. Trying to get that just right. That works really well for me. There's an area here that I don't like, so I can even use, sometimes you can use the heel tool, but I'm going to come back in here and use the clone tool. I'm not liking how that's coming out, so I'm fixing it up a little bit. Maybe I will flip back to the heel tool for that. Nope, didn't like that either. So I would want to keep working with this between the clone stamp tool and the heel tool to try to edit some of these being picky. These little areas at the side of this couch, maybe here maybe work on his fingers, definitely the fringes. So definitely this line right here I would want to fix. So I'm going to be picky. I'm going to work on my clone stamp tool to continue working on this image. I will be back with another tutorial to keep working on this image.